Hey everyone, welcome back to our kitchen. My name is Emily and this is Brittany. We're two of Festival's nutrition experts. Today we're whipping up a fun holiday take on green beans.
Yes, so green bean casserole is a staple at most holiday meals, but today we're doing kind of a fresh take. So we're using a lot of fresh, simple ingredients that pack a lot of flavor.
Absolutely. So do you want to just say what you've gotten started here?
Yes, so in this pan over here, I've just heated some butter over medium-high heat, and I've added some sliced shallots. Now, shallots taste a lot like onions. They have a little bit milder flavor. When you're looking for shallots, they're going to be right next to the onions and garlic in the produce department. But you want them to be firm, dry, and heavy for their size.
Sure.
So I'm just going to saute these for a few minutes.
Okay. And then the other thing that we started ahead of time was we actually toasted some almonds. Now, toasting almonds or toasting other nuts may seem a little bit intimidating, but it's really not that hard. You can do it a couple of different ways. The first way is on the stovetop. You can just kind of saute or heat the nuts without adding any oil or anything, just dry, over medium-low heat, just until they're a little bit fragrant and toasted. Now, what we actually did was we stuck them in the oven at 350 degrees for about 8 minutes in an even layer on a pan, and we just toasted them until they got nice and golden brown and just fragrant.
Yes.
So really easy.
Absolutely. Okay, our shallots are nice and tender, so I'm going to take them out of the pan, and we can start cooking our green beans.
Sounds great.
So, get them all out of there.
Now, I really like this dish, not only because it's naturally gluten-free, but you can also modify it to be dairy-free as well, just by cooking the shallots in a little bit more olive oil. We'll get to the olive oil right now.
Yeah, so we're going to add some water, some olive oil, and some salt and pepper to this pan.
And this dish is easy enough that you can certainly double it or triple it if you are making it for a crowd.
Yes, it's super easy. And what I like too is that we're using the stovetop today,
absolutely.
So that frees up the oven. Whereas green bean casserole, you have to, fight for oven space when you're worried about cooking so many other recipes during the holidays.
And today we're using a steam saute method in where we're using a little bit of oil and a little bit of water. And that just helps us achieve that tender, crisp texture that we're always looking for with vegetables. And it allows us to retain some of those nutrients that might be lost in other cooking methods like boiling.
Absolutely. So I'm just sticking a cover on this. It's going to cook for about 4 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 4 minutes. Our beans have been steaming. So we're going to take the cover off, turn up the heat, and then I'm going to toss these beans just so they all get a nice glaze with that oil. And we're just going to cook these until the water, all the liquid in here, evaporates. And then we're going to be ready to transfer it to our serving dish.
Awesome.
Okay, so most of the water, or pretty much all the liquid, is evaporated out of this pan. So we can transfer the beans to the serving dish. They're starting to smell really good.
Yes, and they're that nice bright green.
Yes.
So now we can add our shallots.
Oh, yes.
And then I'll start adding our other ingredients. Again, we can add those toasted almonds that I talked about earlier.
These will give a nice crunch.
A little bit of lemon zest.
This actually adds a lot of flavor, and it's something so simple, too.
Yeah, yep. And then our last ingredient is fresh tarragon. And now tarragon has a slightly licorice flavor.
So, yeah, a little goes a long way.
Absolutely. But fresh herbs like tarragon are a great way to add low sodium flavor, or no sodium flavor.
Yes, absolutely. And you could also use dried herbs. You would just need about 1/3 of the amount that you would use if you were using fresh herbs, because dried herbs are a lot more potent.
Absolutely.
So I just want to make sure this all gets mixed in.
Looks
we get
really good.
Flavor on every single bean.
Now, if you don't want to take the time to saute your own green beans, you could also certainly use steam fresh green beans or the steamable green beans found in the frozen section. Then you just add those last few ingredients like the shallots and the almonds and the seasonings, and you're good to go.
Yeah, save a whole step. That's even easier. I think green beans and other vegetables are really underestimated a lot of the time at holidays. They're thought of as more boring or bland, but just as we've shown today, a little bit of simple fresh herbs or citrus or really simple seasonings can make a huge difference, add a lot of flavor to these veggies.
Absolutely.
And they can become, great companions to the rest of your holiday meal. So I'm going to give these a try.
Sure.
Oop, got a lot there.
Now, even though these are really elegant for a holiday meal, I think they'd be great for a weeknight side dish as well, just to kind of jazz things up and serve it with maybe a simple chicken breast or something like that.
I totally agree.
What do you think of them?
Totally transformed. There's so much flavor there.
Awesome.
My new favorite way to enjoy green beans, absolutely.
Well, we hope you give this green bean upgrade a try.
And from our festival family to yours, we wish you a happy and healthy holiday season.